Socioeconomic changes in Indian society, holistic notes. 1. Introduction. Socioeconomic change refers to the alteration in the social structure that is driven by or results in economic transformation. In India, society, caste, family, and economy, land, jobs, are deeply intertwined. You cannot change one without changing the other. Core definition. It is the simultaneous transformation of social relationships, e.g., landlord-tenant, and economic production, e.g., agriculture industry. The context. Indian society has moved from a status-bound economy, Jajmani system, caste-based work, to a contract-bound economy, market-based work. Means value add, keywords, cumulative change, changes in India are cumulative. The old bullock cart coexists with the new bullet train. Planned social change, unlike the West, change in India was largely directed by the state via the constitution and 5-year plans. 2. Differences, patterns of change in Indian society. Addressing your query on difference of changing. Sociologists classify the changes in India into distinct types to understand them better. A structural versus cultural change. Structural change, a change in the roles and institutions. Example, the abolition of the zamindari system changed the structure of village power. Example, the rise of the nuclear family replaces the joint family structure. Cultural change, a change in values and habits. Example, Sanskritization, changing rituals, or Westernization, changing dress, language. B. Orthogenetic versus heterogenetic change, Yogendra Singh, orthogenetic, internal, changes arising from within the Indian tradition. Example, Buddhism, Bhakti movement, Sanskritization. Heterogenetic, external, changes coming from outside sources. Example, Islamization, Westernization, globalization. See evolutionary versus revolutionary change. Evolutionary, slow, gradual change. Example, the gradual decline of the joint family due to urbanization. Revolutionary, sudden, drastic change. Example, the Green Revolution rapidly changed Punjab's society in just 1 decade. 3. Key socioeconomic transformations, the big changes, agrarian transformation. Land reforms, abolition of intermediaries, zamindars, gave ownership rights to some tenants, creating a new powerful class of bullock capitalists, rich farmers. Green Revolution shifted agriculture from subsistence, eating what you grow, to commercial, selling for profit. Social impact, it increased inequality. The rich got richer, taxers, the poor became landless laborers. B. Industrialization and urbanization. Migration, massive movement from rural to urban areas. Social impact, creation of slums, Dharavi, where caste identities dilute, but class identities sharpen. Occupational diversification, people leaving caste-based jobs, e.g., a leather worker becoming a factory mechanic. C. The rise of the middle class. Old middle class, shopkeepers, petty traders. New middle class, professionals, IT, doctors, managers, created by the service sector boom. This class drives consumption and sets social trends. 4. Trends of change with respect to globalization. How globalization is reshaping socioeconomic status, rise of the service class. Globalization skipped the manufacturing phase in India and jumped straight to services, IT, BPO. This created a white-collar workforce that is urban and English-speaking. Informalization of labor. Instead of permanent, sarkari jobs, we now have the gig economy, Uber, Zomato. Social impact. High economic freedom but low social security, no pension, insurance. Feminization of the workforce. Globalization opened sectors like BPO, hospitality, and retail to women. Impact. Economic independence has led to delayed marriages and lower fertility rates. Widening inequality, the K-shaped recovery. The formal sector, tech, finance, is growing fast, while the informal sector, labor, small shops, is shrinking. Thinker Amartya Sen argues India is becoming islands of California in a sea of sub-Saharan Africa. Consumerist culture. Status is now defined by brands, Apple, Nike, rather than caste. This is commodity fetishism. 5. Trends of change with respect to Sanskritization. How this traditional process is adapting to modern economy, from ritual to secular. Lower castes are no longer just copying rituals, vegetarianism, they are using economic wealth to demand political power. Example, the Yadavs in UP, Bihar used their farming wealth, post-Green Revolution, to capture political power, not just to wear a sacred thread. Retraditionalization. Instead of trying to look upper caste, Sanskritization, groups are now competing to be labeled backward to get reservation benefits, economic gain. Trend. This is the reverse of Sanskritization. e.g., Maratha, Jat agitations. Dalit assertion, desanskritization, economic independence via jobs, business, has allowed Dalits to reject Sanskritization. They don't want to be like Brahmins, they want to challenge Brahmins. Concept: Dalit capitalism, Chandra Bhan Prasad, fighting caste with capital. 6. Key thinkers on socioeconomic change. Thinker. Key concept. Insight on Indian society. A.R. Desai. Social background of Indian nationalism. Marxist view. He argued that the British introduced new economic relations, railways, press, which destroyed the old village self-sufficiency and created new classes. Andre Bette. Caste, class, and power. In the past, caste, class, and power were the same. Brahmins had all three. Today, they have dispersed. A low caste person can have high class, money, and high power, politics. Gunnar Myrdal. Asian drama. Called India a soft state. We have good laws for socioeconomic change, like land ceilings, but we lack the discipline to enforce them. M.N. Srinivas. Dominant caste. Socioeconomic change in villages is controlled by the dominant caste, landowners, not necessarily the highest ritual caste. 7. Extra edge, emerging issues for exams. A. Jobless growth. India's GDP grows, but jobs don't grow at the same pace. Sociological link. This leads to youth unrest and demand for reservations. Patidar, Jat agitations are essentially due to lack of jobs. B. Feminization of agriculture. As men migrate to cities for globalized jobs, women are left behind to manage farms. Issue. They do the work but don't own the land title. C. The digital divide. Socioeconomic class is now defined by data access. Class 1, high-speed Wi-Fi, work from home. Class 2, no device, loss of education during the pandemic. 8. Conclusion. Socioeconomic change in India is a story of continuity and change. Summary. We have moved from a closed, agrarian, caste-based society to an open, industrial, class-based society. The catch, however, old inequalities, caste, have often merged with new inequalities, class, to create a complex system. Final thought. As Yogendra Singh concludes, India is modernizing, but it is a modernization of tradition, not a replacement of it.